Welcome to another episode of Talking with Kevin and Son. This episode is brought to you by RMK Productions and the 10 United Podcast Network. Through the powers of our story, our mission is to uplift and share your voice, inspire, share stories and experiences and perspectives using the framework of teaching, learning, and modeling. Our purpose is very simple as hope. What I want to share with you today is something that you may be a little surprised about. Sales volumes of energy drinks in the United States have peaked to over $11 billion in sales. It is time to pull back the curtain on the truth behind some of our favorite energy drinks and answer some of the questions as to what's really in those bottles. Today's guest will talk about the popularity of sports energy drinks and go over some of the short and long term side effects of many energy drinks. And if you stick around long enough, you'll learn about her product, which is totally the opposite and better for you. Intro, a better choice without the risk or any of the side effects like acne. We'll explain that to you later on. Ladies and gentlemen, let me welcome my guest. She is the president of ASK Productions LLC, and I hope I get her name right because it's like the leak. I'm going to say Alix Grossberg. Welcome to Talking with Kevin and Son. You know how many times I screwed up your name? I have a son named
One says
Alex.
it right. It's all good.
All right, how are you doing?
I'm good. Thank you.
I want to thank you, and for those that are watching this show on YouTube, you can't see the fact that Alec has given me a shirt um, of her product. Just like the Hair Club for Men, I use her product and I love it. Does not change the taste of whatever drink. And my favorite go-to drink is water, H2O. Not like many other drinks. It doesn't have any of the side effects. We'll talk about that. But Alec has a very
Ali.
unique Ellie. She's going to
Ali.
do that 100 times over. Um, she has a very unique story, and I want you to get to know her. I want you to get to know her and love her the way that everyone else in our area does. She is a mother. She is a good person, and she's a sound business person and a humanitarian. So, tell us a little bit about yourself. Let our guests know who you are and how you came about to do this.
So I have two girls. One is at Michigan studying herself amazingly.
Mhm.
And my other daughter is a freshman here at Conestoga High School. And they're both amazing kids. They had an amazing father who passed away. It'll be 7 years this April. And Jason was a serial entrepreneur. He constantly was coming up with new crazy ideas that were always before his time. Um, his restaurant was before his time. Every idea that he ever came up with was kind of before his time. And I marveled in everything that he tried to accomplish and did accomplish in his life. And he sort of set me on a path after he passed away for wanting to do something myself. And it was during the pandemic, and I was taking a walk with a friend of mine. And previously in 2010, my husband had invented a drink called a lift. And it came out during the time that all the craziness with Four Loko was happening. And there were many deaths with kids, mainly in college, because the high levels of caffeine also mixed with, I think there was some alcohol in it at the time. I think there still might be, and extremely high levels of sugar. Um, there was a whole lot of focus around energy drinks at that time and what they would do bad for you. So coming out with a new energy drink at that time was not a good idea. His idea was mainly to try to go into bars and be that substitute for Red Bull, so people weren't having to reinvent their vodka drink, or their tequila drink or any drink and be a flavorless add-in, but give you the same benefits that, say, Red Bull was. Unfortunately, it didn't take off. He tried, had gone into a lot of convenience stores down in Maryland and everything like that, but you need so much money and backing to get out there back then in 2010, because there was less of a social media presence. We didn't have, oh, this is Liam.
That's okay.
We didn't have TikTok then. Instagram, I don't think was even around at that point. And so there was less of all the social media presence. So during my walk with my girlfriend, I was talking about this drink that I loved of my husband's that I still continued to use as my hangover cure or my hangover prevention or my pick me up. And she said, "Why don't you do that? It's such a great time. People need that. People are exhausted working from home and they don't want to put all this sugar and bad stuff in their body." And I said, "You know what? You're right." So I interviewed a whole bunch of formulators and reached out to an old partner of my husband's and got the ball rolling. And we decided to change the name of the drink because we wanted to have it be a little different than what Jason's was, but it was all based upon his idea. And what we ended up coming up with were using the vitamins that people were not getting enough of during the pandemic that helped them prevent getting COVID or anything else, like zinc and vitamin D, which we rarely get enough of in our diet, as well as from the earth, unless you live down south, as well as vitamin Bs, which most of us are lacking somewhat in. So we first went into a bottle and we were 2 servings. And then we got feedback that that was confusing because where was the definition of the half of it? So then we decided to switch, and now we're in these awesome little stick packs, and they're clear to show you that our product has no dyes in it. It's actually mostly water. And the feedback that we've been getting is really awesome. There's no sugar. It's organic caffeine and just the vitamins and electrolytes. So you don't feel the crash that you're getting from all these other energy drinks that have so much sugar or so many other additives, besides caffeine, that are tripling the amount of caffeine by adding another type of caffeine, but don't have to be defined as caffeine. And people really seem to like what they're getting. It's just a matter of us getting out there without having $1 billion to spend on marketing.
All right, and for to my listeners that are listening to this, I just want to make sure that we are clear. The reason why I brought um, Ms. Grossberg on the show, it's not to talk about the origin, the origination of her product, which was a social enhancer to a drink. It is now a entering the competitive market, a sports energy drink. It's a clear, flavorless product that gives you just enough in order to get you through your workout and just enough in order to have some clarity within your day without the stimulus or the side effects of all the other things that changes the flavor of your coffee, your Gatorade, or whatever the case may be. It's a wonderful product. I will personally say that I use it during my workouts. I'm now training to climb 4,000 steps in Colorado. It has helped me while I've been on this Stairmaster. I'm not a big sports drink user. I've never had a cup of coffee in my life. This is the first time that I've had some version of caffeine in my system, and like I said, my go-to drink is water. Many of the people that I train use the product and have endorsed it. It's a great product. One of the reasons why I brought Alix on this show is because I read an article that these sports drinks were causing adult acne, and she confirmed it. And would like her to share why this is an issue and what are some of the side effects.
So not just acne, but other heart conditions or pressure conditions. But the acne issue comes from the high amount of niacin, which is B3, as well as B6, in the drinks that many people are consuming. Um, Most of the energy drinks have well elevated levels of B3 and B6. I don't completely understand why they put 2 to 3 times the daily dose that is necessary, because you do receive some of those vitamins from your diet, and having of too much of something good ends up being bad. And in turn, that's what has happened with the B3 and B6 volumes that these people have put into many of the sports drinks.
I'm no expert, but I will say the reason why, just my 2 cents, the reason why some of these ingredients have been elevated is because just like the supplement market, it is not regulated. It just has to be listed on there in order to pass. So when you look at the long and the short term effects on there, you think about, having too much of a good thing becomes a bad thing, as you said. So when you have a headache, if you feel anxious, you have anxiety, if you have elevated heart rate, high blood pressure, tremors, trouble sleeping at night, the jitters or the shakes, or you find out for some reason as an adult you have adult acne, look at what's in the bottle. Look at what you're drinking. Intro, the reason why we're having you on here is a better source of a product. It's a better delivery system of the product, and it doesn't put you at risk of your complexion changing as an adult or having any other effects. Like you said, too much of a good thing is a bad thing. How do we reach you, and how do we know more a little bit about the product? I know you said earlier
Oh,
there's a little twist to this being on the show for our guest.
you can purchase the product actually just now on TikTok. You can find it there, as well as, and it's intro.energy is our URL. There's no .com. And you can also just go online to intro.energy and you can send us an email through there or directly to me, Alix at intro.energy is where you can reach me. I'm happy to answer any questions. I am not a complete expert. I'm not a doctor or anything like that, but I've done a lot of research about the vitamins that we don't get and about why the energy drinks on the market, the mass market today, are causing people so many problems like you had listed. And people say, why don't I get a crash? Why am I not jittery? Why do I not feel weird after I've taken your drink? Because for the people that are used to having the normal type of energy drinks, there's so much sugar. Most of them have 3 to 4 times the what you're supposed to consume on a daily basis. Even if they're the sugar-free kind, then you're adding more carcinogenics to your body, as well as then the mix of other additives, like I said, say ginseng or guanara seed or green tea or ephedrine or a lot of other things that are considered to be a stimulant, but don't have to be listed as a caffeine in the drink. So you think you're getting a certain amount of caffeine, but you're actually then exposing yourself to a whole lot more of another type of stimulant. And when you mix those two types of stimulants, they have a very bad effect on a lot of people. And that's why you end up falling off. And you don't get that from intro. So
And
people are looking for this, and we're not that.
all right, and the other thing is, people, you need to, especially our young people, you need to understand, if you are a collegiate athlete, and the reason why I'm saying this is because the 2024 Olympics are coming up, and you'll see a lot of these athletes being endorsed by some of these big brands. The NCAA bans some of these ingredients in these energy drinks. So you need to be careful when consuming this and when you find out why you're not participating. I also want to say that Intro is a new, clear, flavorless, revitalizing drink that you just pour in. You can add it to any of your favorite drinks. Again, I'm not endorsing, nor is this show endorsing pouring this into any alcoholic beverages. We're using this strictly as a sports additive drink in order to kind of get you through there. Um, Mrs. Goldberg has been kind enough that anyone that has in the earshot of this interview, be it on Spotify, be it on RMK Productions and Network on our YouTube page, if you enter the code Kevin20, you will get a 20% discount off of any of your purchase. And how do they reach you again?
You can purchase our product through TikTok or on our website, intro.energy. And my email is on there. And it's Alix at intro.energy.
All right. I'm going to ask you this question, and I asked this of 99%, 99.9% of the guests on our show. The reason why I'm asking you this question, I will ask you your ask, A-S-K. I'm not going to mispronounce that. And have anyone get confused the same way that I'm
Actually,
trying.
SAC.
Huh?
SAC.
Stack.
S-A-K. It's my
Okay.
daughter's names and my name.
Oh, but believe it or not, I'm actually talking about my ask. If you have
Oh,
one,
I
if you,
apologize because you said
yeah,
at
yeah, yeah,
LLC.
yeah,
I'm
you've been
sorry.
trying. Yeah, I screw up your name so much, and
No,
that's a.
that's fine.
But what I wanted to say is that we have a very unique show on here. 5 people have been asked this question, and someone that is through our listening audience has granted this person their one wish. Most of us go through our whole entire lives not having any of our dreams to come true. But 5 people that have been guests on this show, someone that has been listening, has granted them their wish. And I always say that the people that subscribe and follow to RMK Productions and the 10 United Podcast Network, they're people of a high call to action. They don't drive by an accident, they stop to help. So I want you to take a couple minutes or seconds and think about if you had one ask, and that person, someone out there can make that dream come true. And I would say make this ASK big. What would that ask be?
One ask I don't think anyone could do. So, I guess to make intro something that people are drinking worldwide, opposed to all these energy drinks that are really harmful to your system over time, and let Jason Grossberg's name live on as it does with all his friends and his family. So the rest of the world can know how amazing he was as a human. His girls know, and like I said, his friends and family know. And he had a lot of amazing ideas. This was one really special one that I would love to see span the world and span, for a longer lifetime, and hopefully move into other categories of intro and have it be intro to sleep and intro to relax and lots of other things. But yeah, that would be a really big, amazing ask.
Well, just like everything else, every small idea turns into a big idea by starting with a simple ask, a dream. Intro. It has the right amount of organic caffeine, vitamin B, electrolytes, vitamin D, and zinc. It's a simple way to energize and revitalize. It's all in one 2 ounce little square
1 ounce.
packet. 1 ounce, all right, that you can bring in anywhere. You can have anytime. You can have it at home, in your gym, add it to your favorite drink. Again, I'm not suggesting that you add it to any of your additives while you're at the bar or restaurant, but whenever and wherever you go, it will not change the flavor of whatever you're drinking. It would only enhance your ability to have clarity and enjoy yourself while you're um, doing whatever you're doing, exercising, running, or whatever the case may be. Intro, it's a great product. I personally use it. Ms. Grossberg and her family, this is something that small business one day, I know it's going to happen. It's going to be a big business one day. And you're going to have thousands of people working for you and working with you. And intro will go to other levels. The intro to sleep, it will calm you. And I can't wait to see what's in the bottle and what comes next. Ms. Grossberg, thank you for being a guest on Talking with Kevin and Son. My grandfather always said, when you get to a place in life you can help someone else out, it is your duty to do so. Reach one, teach one. And with that said, we'll fade to black. Thank you.
Thank you.